once again. This week I've got a new plan. Rather than fish up that end in the deeper water where I've been getting most of my fish lately, well, all of my fish lately, where I had that big hit last week, I've decided I'm going to target the fish I really want to catch. There's one fish in here, one of the big ones that I haven't had, only one. It's the biggest fish in the lake. This time of year he's probably over 50 pounds, so he's well worth having. And he usually gets caught, sometimes gets caught, once over the winter period. But looking back over his sort of past captures over the last few years, it's nearly always out the shallow end of the lake. Whereas the bulk of the fish sort of sit out in the middle in the deeper water where you'd expect them to. It does seem to fall for the shallow end. So, I'm going to set up my stall for him alone. I don't think I'll get anywhere near the amount of action down this end. Apart from the toughness, of course, there's loads of it. But hopefully, if I do get a bite, upping my chances, percentage chances of actually getting to grips with that big one. So that's the plan. Just seeing if it works. New additions to the spod set up this week. You know, if you use spoms, which most of us do nowadays, that if you do lose one, if you do have a crack on the cast, they float very low on the water, almost just below the surface, and they're almost impossible to find again. So I bought some of these little orange pipe fishing, bright orange polyballs. They come with a little tiny pilot, which I've bored out. Just slid one of them over, so that I am unfortunate enough to lose it. You know, that will sit just on the surface, be a lot more visible. You might be able to get it back at 10 quid a pop. Obviously you do lose one, that's quite an expensive loss. Also, upgraded my reel a bit. Had the same old spodding for years and completely knackered, bits of falling off. So I got myself a Pitbull, it's a TF Gear reel. Just a heavy duty, sort of big pit reel with a free spool system. Now I like the free spool for spodding, when you wind in and swing it to hand, it's never quite in the right place for putting it by the bucket, so you need an extra couple of foot. It saves slackening off the clutch or taking any reverse off. Just flick that off, get it in the right position to fill up. There you go, it's nice and smooth. I'm also testing out a new braid this week as well, a new spodding braid. Sort of distance floating heavy duty braid. It's all new this week. Well, I've just walked up here into the swim just next door, just up to my left, a few yards away, with the intention of doing a little bit of filming underwater here, just on the end of a pole. It's usually gin clear down there, but as soon as I walked in the swim and looked at it, it's proper murky, which is a really good sign up on these shallows. The only thing that's going to stir them up, especially with no wind, is carp. So I sat here watching in the edge for a bit and didn't see anything, and I noticed this big reed bed just round here on the left. Started noticing the stems twitching, just the odd one here and there knocking. So I shot up that tree there and had a look down, waited till they started knocking and focused in. It was really hard to see down in there, but eventually I saw one. See a big grey back come through. Impossible to tell how big the fish was. As he was making his way through the reeds, you could see all the tops knocking and parting, and he moved through, and then a couple of other stems knocked off to his left, so that's at least 2 fish in there. So I'm sort of thinking there might be a few up this end. And although I'm fishing in the next swim along, this reed bed on the right here, I've got a bait just off the front of these reeds. I mean, my swim's only just behind that bush, so I've flicked one along the front. So usually when there's fish in the reed bed behind, there's also fish in this reed bed. In fact, they like this one more. So it's looking better and better up this end. That muddy water down in the front there, that's well encouraging. I saw a little bit of bubbling out in front as well, about 20 yards out. It's a perfect day for fishing up this shallow end. There's no wind, the sun's getting out. And although it's cold, it was quite a heavy frost this morning. I think it was about -3 last night. They don't mind that, you know. I mean, it's not shallow, probably 8 foot, something like that. It's shallow compared to the other end, which is sort of 18 rather than 8. But no, it's looking good. I'm quite confident. Looks like it's going to be a lovely day. The sun's just poking up over there. Proper clean, crisp winter's morning. And we've got carp in the area. Absolutely perfect. This time of year in January, the last thing I expect to be doing is stalking fish. I just climbed up a little tree along the edge here. I saw some reeds knocking, so I climbed the tree and I found 5 fish. Moving in and out of this reed bed. And when I got a rod, a little white lead, waited for them to get deep into the reeds. I just sort of clocked which reed they were coming in and out next to. There's a little tiny gap in the longest reed. I've overcast, not to make a splash, wound it into position and just let it drop right in front of the reed. In a couple of minutes the reed started knocking, so I know they're moving in and out. And now I've got 5 fish within a metre of the boat. It's exciting stuff. I've got the rod laid on the jet here, just waiting for the top to run around. They're not the biggest fish in the world, but a couple of them are mid-20s. This time of year, we're stalking mid-20s right up near one top. It's all exciting stuff. It's all kicking off in this swim. This is the one I was in last week. Hey? It's the swim I was in last week. Hadn't done a fish for 5 nights. And Dave's now got 2 at once. Is that good? Right. While he was going out of the boat to get it unsnagged, the other rod ripped off.
Is it still taking line? Or? No, it's banging around in mid-one. No, I'll get out, I'll see if I can.
Right, I've got to go and help.
Hey?
Well, we're now down to 1 fish. Unfortunately, the other one come off. These things are hotting up a bit.
Yeah.
I was beginning to wonder what was going on. 5 nights in here with no one getting a bite, but the old Smedley's sorting them out. Frantic half an hour up there. Just got back from my stalking session, which was unsuccessful anyway, obviously. Dave shouted down that he'd got one. So I shot up there and just got there, he lost it. And then in the next half an hour he's had 2 more bites. Landed one of them and lost the other one, which is weird. There's a lot of fish dropping off at the moment. I don't know really quite what's going on. It's not normal this time of year in here. The weird thing is he's up there in the swim where I had the 11 fish last week. Now, unsurprisingly, that swim hasn't been left alone. The moment I pulled out the car park, there hasn't been 1 minute where there hasn't been an angler in there. guy pulled in straight as I pulled my bank sticks out. He was in, he'd done 3 nights. Another guy followed him in for the 4th night, and Dave got there yesterday, Sunday, for the 5th night. And that swim hasn't done another bite from when I drove out the car park until just now, on Monday. What's going on? Looks like they've been waiting for me, but I wasn't there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm up the other end. There's no options. There's 2 guys up there. All the swimmers that want to fish up there are taken. All the spots that want to fish are being fished. When I think with Dave, I fish with Dave for most weeks. He knows the spots. He knows the spots I fish. I know the spots he fishes. So he's probably fishing it better than the guys have done for the last 5 days, which might be why he's getting bites. I'm just hoping a few of them get up this end. It is getting warmer and warmer. It's actually boiling in that sun. So I see those 5 in the reeds there. So there's obviously fish up this shallow end. It's just hard to sit here and stick to a plan fishing for that one big fish when I sort of know that most weeks I can get bites up that end. So I'm determined to see it through. Get that one big one, I'll be happy. It's all kicking off for you today, Dave. We've got 2 fish in the nets, 1 fish on the end. He's going to need a bit of a hand, I reckon. Hold on, I'm coming. One sec, I'll be with you.
No, sorry, the other one. First one I landed. That was on the Snowman. That's on the scales on it. That's bigger than I thought actually. It's not first, it's bigger than.
Nice one, well done.
It's nice to be holding one and not
laughing
one for you.
That's what comes with nicking me swim, getting here a day early. God, what's all that about? Yeah, I know, when the devil drives.
Done, Dave?
Yep, otherwise Paddy's got to get in on the action.
Pad. Paddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey.
As you can see, my campaign on the shallows didn't last very long. 24 hours down there. Picked up, I had 1 chicken this morning, wiped out by the swans a couple of times. I just don't think it's right, I don't think they're down there to be honest yet. It's a bit early for them. Thick fog this morning, I packed it all up, moved it back up to the deeper end. I hope we get a couple of bites in the last 24 hours of the session.